I just went up.
And fight off anyone who is not on the list.
They picked the right woman for that.
Not sure.
Okay, I know she mentioned two dates, but I can't remember which ones they were now.
There was a lot going on, so I
I know she said she wasn't sure about the
13th and 14th, and the 20th. I think it was in August.
Yeah. Trying to get my laptop so the sun's not shining in so badly.
Well, Greg, it's because you're just a ray of sunshine.
Oh, yeah. I feel more like a death ray tonight.
Oh, stop.
So we do have a quorum anyway. So.
Yep, we do.
Mr. King, is it true?
And we don't have to vote on anything tonight, do we, Joe?
Nope.
No,
So even if I leave at 7 o'clock, it's not gonna
no,
make
yes,
a difference, okay.
yes, no votes.
So I have 6 o'clock
All right,
start. So I'd like to call the school committee meeting to order for July 29th, 2020. I'm Rowan Demanch. I'm the, I almost said my other title, the chair of Wichita School Committee. If I could ask the other school committee members on the Zoom to just call themselves out so that people who aren't on video know who's on the call.
okay. Greg Vine,
And Karen Cast.
And Larry Murphy said he would try to make it, but he is traveling today, so he's going to do his best. I would like to just, before we get started, make just a couple of public service announcements. Hi, Thad.
I did that somehow, sorry.
Hello, but thank you. No?
You're taking over the whole screen.
Oh, and now it's your turn. Mr. Menders, are you controlling this?
I'm doing something, but I don't know what I'm doing.
I just want to make sure that if people can make themselves, identify themselves, if they are audio recording or video recording this meeting other than school committee. With that, I'd also like to we have a couple of things on the agenda that we're going to work through, and I want to remind all the participants that at this time, we really want to hear your concerns and your questions. We want to be able to address them all. But I would ask that you box at the bottom of your Zoom screen and type in your question. And then we're going to have a question and answer portion of the meeting towards the end once the superintendent has done her presentation. I also encourage everyone to join in the community for public parent and family answer question and answer times during the week. I know you've run a couple this week that have gone really well, and that those are gonna be written up and posted for families to review, and that she will continue to run those. So if we can't address questions this evening, please join that forum as well. And there's also a website that the superintendent has set up to answer questions whenever you need them answered. I mean, I have to say in this forum right now, we still are in the process of having daily questions answered, new guidelines coming out every single day. We still are in the process of negotiating with our unions, so we do our best to, and I know the superintendent does her best to answer all the questions that we can at this time. So if we can't answer the questions, or the superintendent can't answer the questions, we most certainly will do our best when we have those answers to answer them. So at this time, the first thing on our agenda is to discuss the amendment to the 1/12 budget that was submitted for school committee's approval. I can't remember the date of it, but it was several meetings ago.
Yes.
You want to give an update on that?
Sure, I was, so the town submitted a 1/12 budget, and the school department submitted part of that budget, and the state reviewed it and wanted the town to increase the funding in the 1/12 budget. So the Board of Selectmen voted on that on Monday evening. I'm just notifying the committee that there were certain lines that were increased in the budget. Just some payroll, some we had increased some of our maintenance lines to get things done to start school. So we submitted that to the town, and hopefully we'll hear soon from the state, because at this point we don't have an FY21 budget to charge against. So I think we should hear pretty soon. So I just wanted to notify people of that.
Thank you. And so the next thing on our agenda is to discuss the reopening learning plans that will be submitted to the DESE. I know that the draft plans are due Friday, and the final plans are due August 10th. So away you go.
Mrs. Dimash, can I actually add to the budget? I should give everyone an update on the state and information we received today from DESE, where we're talking about budget. I'm sorry, I should have brought, it's very important news for the whole community. Would that be appropriate at this time?
Yes, I think it falls right between the budget and the opening plan, so it fits right in there in between.
As far as the state goes, they voted yesterday afternoon to use the unrestricted local aid number that was in the FY 2020 budget, and the same for Chapter 70 funding. But with the Chapter 70 funding, there is an inflation factor built in. They put aside $107 million to address that. Today, in a call from the commissioner, there is relief from a stimulus funding coming to districts. We don't know the specific date. He said between a week and a half to 2 weeks. They are gonna, there's a pretty significant stimulus package coming. So that's obviously, I will admit, though no one could see me, I was dancing in. That was really positive news on both accounts. I don't know the specifics, but it was extremely hopeful, and I thought that, you know, it will affect what we can do for our students in 2021. So that's a big information that people need to know.
Madam Chair?
Yes, right, go ahead.
Just a real quick question. When you mentioned stimulus plan, Joan, are you talking about the federal plans? Because the ones that I saw today in terms of the Senate, well, I should say the Republican plan and the House plan, the House plan provides about 3 times as much for education as does the plan that the Republicans in the White House are putting together now. Are they, and the people that you spoke with, are they anticipating something that splits the difference, or?
All we were told was that a stimulus funding was coming. We would know in a week and a half, and it was my understanding it was from the federal.
Okay, I gotta say, it sounds, week and a half sounds optimistic to me, but I guess it's better to be optimistic than than otherwise.
Madam Chair.
So the good news is that it sounds like we will be getting some money. We just don't know what that amount looks like yet.
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Karen.
Well, I'm kind of backing up Greg. I think that's a little optimistic, and I hope to be optimistic, but from what I've seen, I would like to dance too. And Joan, I'll come dance with you if they actually pass it in a week and a half. We'll have a socially distanced dance party, okay? On the 107 that you mentioned,
Yes.
that news too, but I also saw that that they pulled back that statement because they haven't finalized those details. So, is he giving you that information straight from the financial people in the legislature, or from what they read?
Senator Gopi.
Okay. I'm just curious because I know that I was speaking with Tracy Novak literally 15 minutes before this meeting, and Mask and everybody has been right on top of that, and they've gotten no indication that that's actually accurate. So I think we need to be very careful.
So I'm just reporting what I know from the senator from DESC. They said 1.5 to 2 weeks. Everyone's cognizant of, and this is for education, that schools will be starting soon, and they will work towards that end. That's the only information.
Right.
That's the only good news I have received from anyone since March. So I am hopeful that we'll see some relief.
Yeah. No, I know that Tracy Novak is sleeps and drinks all the budget stuff. So if she doesn't know it, I find it hard to believe that if she doesn't know that it's happening, that we know that it's fact. Just because she's also a school committee member as was being our field director. So like you, she gets a lot of the updates too. So I know that they're staying on top of that too. So if I get things sooner, I'm sure we all will be dancing if they actually come up with that.
This is from the commissioner and the CEO of DEC. So I'm just reporting what
I hope they're right. I really do. I hope they're right, because that would be good.
Let's keep the hope. I do just want to recognize that it looks like Larry Murphy has joined us. Hi, Larry. And Joan is going to move on to talking about the learning plans. Joan?
Yes, we're going to share a screen with everyone. We have 3 slides we want to show to everyone. Thank you. And I would appreciate if I could do the whole presentation and then answer questions so I could provide information. I want to reiterate, the chair stated, we are in negotiations. It has to be negotiated with the union, and that is what everyone is required to do in the state. This preliminary plan submission, we will come back to the committee before August 10th to vote on the final plan we're submitting to the state. Carolyn? Next slide. I can't move them. Thank you. I have to move my face from the screen so I can read it. So right now, we are recommending that the schools open in a hybrid model, but that needs to be negotiated, and that's our recommendation today. We're still receiving more information and working with the unions, so I want to let everyone know this is just our preliminary submittal to DESE. The first thing we looked at was the full return to person learning.
Superintendent, I just want to jump in real quick and ask if people have their microphones on, if they could please mute them, because the superintendent is cutting out some. So if you shut off your mics, we won't get the feedback. So thank you.
So we asked to submit 3 plans: one in person, a full in-person return to school; second, a hybrid model; and third, a full remote model. We looked at the full return to in-person learning, and in Washington, as in many districts, it's not feasible due to space limitations with the 6-foot distancing that we are requiring. We have decided to hold our district to, and the very large number of staff we would need beyond the FY20 levels. That has nothing to do with the layoffs we had to implement. This is even going back to the FY20 levels. We would require 6 additional teachers at Toy Town, 5 at Memorial, 7 at the middle school, and 4 at the high school. So with these calculations, we would not be able to accommodate lunch also being served in the classrooms. We used a dashboard. We measured all our spaces throughout the district. Special thank you to Mr. King for helping us do that. We would also need additional teachers beyond what we had in FY20. Next slide. Structured time on learning in the hybrid model. This is, again, all needs to be negotiated. Elementary, 5 hours a day. Secondary, 5 hours a day. The teachers would deliver between 25 and 26 hours a week in a combination of face-to-face and synchronized remote instruction. And this instruction will sometimes be whole class and sometimes in the form of small group instruction. Thank you. Next slide. Fully remote learning plan. In our fully remote learning plan, student learning would be a combination of synchronous, asynchronous, independent study, and technology-assisted learning. The school day would accommodate the teaching of all core academic areas and disciplines. We would provide training for both students and parents. We believe that would be paramount to the success of this plan. Attendance for students would be taken daily, and this plan would consist of 5 hours instructional day for the elementary and 5.5 hours day for the middle and high school students. So those are the 3 plans we're submitting. Again, I want to say that this all needs to be negotiated with our union, and we will be coming back. The final plan has to be submitted to DESE on March 10th. I will have another parent forum. We had close to 160 people who participated on Monday in those forums. They are we recorded the each group, parent group, and we also changed all the questions in the chat into an FAQ, which is on our website. Also posted on the website is an email address that people can write questions to me. And also I did let people that attended the meetings to know my my direct line in the office is 978-617-1451. Thank you.
That would be 616, Joan.
I'm sorry. 617 is where I used to live. So 616-978-616-1451. Thank you.
And hopefully, Joan, it's August 10th, not March 10th.
Did I say March?
Yeah.
Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning is getting to me. I apologize.
It's been a long summer. We understand.
It's been long and a little bit stressful. Well, I'm still back at March. in my mind.
Yeah. I don't want to go back to March. So August 10th
apologize.
sounds good. August
Thank you.
10th sounds good.
It's August 10th, so before that, I will have another parent focus group, and I will also be meeting with the district steering committee that has been working with us on developing plans and providing input, which I greatly appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there, so at this time, are there any public comments?
Are we going to ask questions, Roanne, or are we
Yep,
moving
we're
right
getting
into?
to our school committee questions, yep.
Yeah. All right, I'll wait.
Wanted to see if anybody wanted to have the opportunity. So there's one question that came in. Can we have the option of plans,
Remote learning?
remote learning, or, hold on, let me go back to it. The question exactly is, can we have the option to choose remote learning and in class?
Parents have the option of remote learning. The option that the district chooses, in person or hybrid, will be decided, but the committee will have to vote. There won't be a choice to do in person, but you can choose between the hybrid or the remote learning when they're implemented and it voted on by the school committee.
School committee questions? Larry?
Yeah, one is funding for those teachers that you talked about for each building.
So,
Where's the funding coming for those? Does that mean we're calling teachers back that we had pink slipped, or are these additional teachers plus the teachers that we pink slipped?
So in the first slide, it was, we cannot do in person. We can't bring everyone back in person because we would need those additional amount of teachers beyond the FY20 budget.
So I guess I'm still a little unclear. I'm sorry. I just got out of the pool here. I'm down at the Cape, so I'm waterlogged.
We feel bad for you, Larry.
Yeah, you should. Everyone should feel bad. So tell me again, because it's a big question, I think is, are we going to bring teachers back that we had pink slipped?
So I know the answer to that once we get clarification from both the state and the federal government on what funding we will get.
Okay, so under your plan, the one that we're talking about tonight, are we bringing, if all the money fell into place and the sugar daddy of the state and the federal government gave us all the funds we needed, so we would be calling everybody back and hiring new teachers plus? Is that what I'm understanding, or am I totally in space?
We hiring new teachers would be based on what we in the plan that the school committee votes on. As far as calling people back, I received this information about 3 hours ago.
Okay.
Yeah, this is new information, so I need to wait for further direction from the state.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
There is a question about, I see, I'm sorry, Roanne.
Go ahead.
Should have raised my hand, but I can't see you anymore. I am having a conversation with the Clock YMCA, along with Mrs. and Mrs. Eager on Monday. Mike Quinn reached out to me last Friday and asked if we could have a meeting to see if, something could be worked out. So he wanted to help parents that would need childcare and want to, see if the school, he wanted to have a conversation with me. He is also waiting he needs guidance from the state on the YMCA, what guidelines they have to follow. And we will find out on Monday more information from him.
That's excellent. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Karen.
Okay. You're going to get used to saying that a lot, I guess. So my questions, Joan.
I'll have to come up with another saying. You're breaking up.
Breaking up. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Depending on where I am in my room. So, Joan, let me just clarify, because it was breaking up a little when Larry and you were talking. So, under where we are right now, with not knowing where our budget falls over, even with the fact that the state just said that we're funded through, or that the state just decided to fund it through October 31st.
Yes.
So with that, and without knowing exactly what the money's going to be until we get to have the dance party, do we currently have the staff to put in place the hybrid model that you're suggesting?
So I have spoken about this at parent meetings, and I believe I spoke about it last week at the school committee meeting. The town chairs of committees have asked me to figure out 2 draft budgets to give to them next week, so that they could. So I'm working with everyone to make this happen. I have called back 10 teachers, mainly special ed and service providers, because we had summer school. I help with the union, and also we had departments where we have. So I guess a general statement is we will be able to back some teachers with this news. I'm hoping that will be extended. And I apologize. I'm just sharing what I know.
No, I understand that, but I think, I'm just trying to ask the questions that are being asked of me, parents.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So, I mean, if we, I understand, and I think everybody understands we're in this wait and see approach with the state, with the budget, with everything going on. But I think we need to be clear that, yes, we don't know, but I think we need to say yes or no. We do have the staff, or we don't have the staff right now to do this. So, if we do not have the staff right now, I think we need to be honest about that fact and be transparent that at this moment, yes, we're trying to negotiate. We all know that's ongoing. Yes, we're working on getting the budget together, but we don't know what's going to happen next week with the budget, or if the Senate is going to come through with a stimulus or not. So
I guess a general statement would be, if we don't have funding to bring back of our staff, we cannot educate children, the children of this community, consider them all of our children, either in person, hybrid, or remotely, because you need educators to do remotely. So I'll make that as a general statement. I have to believe that something will come through for our children, because they have to be educated.
Right. And I understand that, but the other reason I want to make this clear to people is because I want the parents and even the educators, all of us on this Zoom call and watching on the local channel to understand that they have the ability to make calls to the governor's office and to Congress and to the Senate to say, please get off your butt and make sure my children get educated. Because there should never be the statement that if we don't have the money, we can't educate our children. So that's why I want to be as transparent as possible, because I think we need to light a fire under everybody's butt. Because I can't be the only one calling and nagging them. They say yes, Karen, way more than Ruan is ever going to say it. So, you know, that's why I'm asking that.
No, I understand, and I think I need everyone in our community and the state to know that we need assistance to educate our children, and obviously that's the number one thing that needs to occur.
And I think that people need to understand that as much as we want to turn to the Board of Selectmen, you know, the town only has so much money, and as much as they may give us as much as they can, and I know they will try to do the best they can, but as my dad used to say to me, what do you think? Money grows on trees? It doesn't. And we have a lot of trees around here, so it would be nice if it did grow on trees, but it doesn't. So I think, you know, I personally will be trying to advocate on Facebook for others to make phone calls. So, you know, I would push that.
I agree with you, and that's something we've been advocating for a few months now, to have people contact. I know Ms. Ricard just posted on to remind everybody to make their calls before Friday, because the state legislator will be on recess by this Friday.
Right.
Under those timelines and breaks that the legislators, both state and federal level, will be taking breaks. Unfortunately, we don't get one in our community, but no, we need to continue to advocate. So.
Agreed. I have a couple more questions. I'm sorry. So say we get all the money, will the teachers be doing both in person and remote? I just want to clarify that for parents.
If it's the hybrid model.
If we have hybrid, they'll be doing both in person and remote.
Yes.
Okay.
And I see that people are answering people's questions on, I just wanted to make sure, Erica, that your answer was answered, that was clarified for you. If you want to write that in chat, I just want to make sure, or reach out to me.
Yep.
And also, Chris has a question about, will the funding, that funding will bring everyone back. I wanted to make sure that was what I wanted clarification on that.
Yep. Do you want me to read the question for you, Joan?
Sure. Thank you.
The question was, if we get funding to bring back teachers, will you be bringing back PE, art, and music teachers? Is it possible to add those electives into the curriculum with the DESE guidelines?
There are restrictions. And I can send that out I can actually post that on our website for the whole community. Like this is all new information that I'm trying to process, and I don't want to make statements until I work this all out. Obviously, we're going to start forming cohorts with students, looking at schedules, looking at class sizes. I'm sending out to the community if families want to do remote, they're going to have to let us know by a certain deadline so we can plan for that. So I'll have more information by March 10th for everyone. But as soon as I hear something, I will let everyone know.
Thank you. And Erica had just one last question. I just want to make sure that I understood. So we will vote for hybrid or remote. And I think what I've heard over meetings is at some point there, the hybrid option is something we're looking to do because we all know that the most important thing for learning for students is to sit in front of the teachers. And so we're trying to safely find a way to do that. But we also recognize that given the conditions that we're all in under the COVID situation, that there will be a level of remote learning, and I would predict for the entire school year. So it may not be a vote of whether I choose one or over the other. It might be that we might be rotating through some different models throughout this year, depending on what's going on in our own community with illnesses. Joe?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Greg?
I just want to say, we're all at the point where there are more questions than there are answers at this point. And I just want to say that having had a chance to talk with Superintendent Landers from time to time, I know she spends plenty of sleepless nights, and whenever I drive past the main office, her car is there, and she's working tirelessly on this, and I know she wishes that she could give everybody definite answers at this point, but there are very few definite answers to give. And one of the reasons I drive by central office without stopping in every time is I figure she's busy handling more important information than needing to answer questions from me or just to stop in and see how she's doing. But, I want to thank her and the rest of her staff for what they are doing at this point to give us some hope for school opening. And when we get more answers, hopefully positive answers from our legislature and from the Congress, we'll be able to provide more definite answers for everybody out there. I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating for the teachers, for the administrators, for parents, and for the kids, and for this committee. But I've got plenty of questions of my own, but I'll save them for when we have another meeting and start to hammer things out and firm things up for August 10th. But again, I think people need to employ a little patience, as much patience as they can, and we'll get the answers when they're available. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I know there's a lot of questions. What do we do if we don't have teachers? That's not an option. You have to have teachers in front of students. It's not an option. And I can't believe that anyone in the Commonwealth would think that's an option. So I want to make that general statement. And as far as in town, they asked for me to do 2 draft budgets because I know that and cities are struggling right now. I know families are struggling right now, but they were just offering, wanted to look at wanted that information because we have to go into town meeting at the end of August, I believe it's set for now, and we have to be ready to go. So and I appreciate your comments, Greg, but I'm doing this for the children of Wichita, so it's a leadership team. So I think I agree with Karen said. We all have to work together. Not only do we have to look for funding for teachers, but we have to look for funding for the best education of our students. And I'm very passionate about that. So I want to make that clear. It isn't, none of us can sit back and not have our educators come back and work. I apologize, I don't have the answers. I go on these calls and it's very frustrating. Today was first hope because DESE has not mentioned any funding coming our way since March. So I'm gonna put faith in the powers higher than me that they're gonna take care of the children, your children, because they deserve it. Sorry.
No. Thank you.
Madam Chair, for my,
Appreciate that, and I think that would be the perfect segment is to end on a hope right now that we will see more funding coming our way. That brings us to the school committee for school committee comment. Hold on.
looks like Joan's frozen.
I am?
No, you're fine.
Madam Chair,
I think Roanne just dropped out.
oh
Can you hear
no,
me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
yes,
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Hello? Okay.
hello?
Sorry, I'm having some connected.
No, you're frozen again, Roanne.
If you turn off your video, but leave your mic open, it might work better.
Mike, can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Yes.
All right, yes. Well, we've been having Wi-Fi issues for a week. We're in the woods here, so I apologize.
Hear me?
Sure. Can you still hear me?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we can.
So we're doing comments. Is that what we're doing, Roanne?
Yes, we are doing comments. So Mr. Murphy, could you, do you have any comments?
Well, yes, I do, just briefly, I'd like to, again, congratulate Joan and her team for the work that they've done. And right now, I think they've done about as much as they can. Even though I know that, as Greg said, there's more questions than there are answers, that she has developed a plan with her team that we are confident is going to work for our parents, for our students, for our staff. But it is a plan that we know could change depending on a lot of things, not just funding, but negotiations with the teachers and whether there's another surge in COVID and all these other factors come in. So, but we needed a plan for August 10th. And it sounds to me, or it looks to me, that we do have a plan, and a well thought out plan that combines in-person, because I too believe that it's important to get the kids in front of their teachers, and also remote. And I think it also lends itself to some choices for parents as well concerning the pandemic. So I am just fully supportive of the hybrid plan at this time. But I also am aware that it could change depending on a lot of factors that I've already outlined. So congratulations to Joan and her team for working tirelessly to present a plan that I think the state will accept and that we will be able, with proper funding, to make work. Congratulations.
Luann?
Greg?
I'll
Yeah,
I'll save my
no,
comment.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, I'll save my comment to make a motion here in a minute.
I really want to thank all the people that were on our focus groups involved. I know it was a lot of time, these Zoom meetings. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. A lot of our faculty and staff in the district volunteered passionately to be. I can't thank them. I'm confident that we can work with our unions to get an agreement. We have people that are really dedicated to the children, and our leadership team. I couldn't do this without them. They have stepped up, every single one of them. One of our principals was at a graduation on the Zoom call, so they have worked tirelessly. So I just want the community to know that, as have our staff, and the community should be very appreciative of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Any other school committee comments, Greg?
Unless Karen has something to say, I guess I would make a motion. If there's no other business, would make a motion to adjourn.
Well, can I ask a question since I didn't get to ask it before? I'm sorry.
Sure.
I had a question on Facebook. If you would be willing to have a special parent forum for the parents that their children will be in the ballroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So maybe. Okay, I figured you'd say yes. So I just want to go back and tell them that yes, you agreed to that, and that you'll be notifying people. I just think that will
include Suzanne, Michelle, and yes, absolutely.
I figured you would, but I didn't. I've been in training all week, so I didn't get to ask Suzanne that yesterday. So thank you for that. And I want to second what you said. I want to thank all the people that have been working on these work groups. And as somebody who's had a chance to work with both Suzanne and Joan and all the great, staff members, both administrators, teachers, parents, community members that have taken part in the groups that I've been in, I just have to say that people have taken a lot of time, and I know for a fact that Suzanne did not get to have a vacation during her vacation, and neither have other people. I'm pretty sure Joan doesn't know what a vacation is right now. So I want to thank everybody for the time and effort they've put into it and the thought that they've put into it. I also want to say that I think that for everybody that is involved in this at this time, that we're all pretty sleepless in Seattle, kind of. Nobody's sleeping well. This is going to be, no matter what we do, everything can change. So I think that all we can do is be as supportive as we can, and hope that we do the best that we can, and always know that I hope that the public knows that we're trying to put the children at the forefront while also protecting our staff and making sure that they're healthy and safe too, because that's equally important. But, we need to always be sure that we put the children's health and safety first too. So thank you all, and thank you, Joan, for letting me be part of the steering committee.
Thank you, everyone.
And thank you to my colleagues on school committee for all the work you're doing too, because I'm sure some of you, except for Larry, who's waterlogged right now, the rest of us are sick. Larry's just waterlogged.
Yeah.
No, I second everything that's been said. I know everybody is working really hard to make sure that our students have a good education in the fall. And I know that there is a tremendous amount of work going into that, so I thank you. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Roanne?
Second.
Joan was raising her hand, sorry.
Roanne, can we congratulate our graduates?
Oh my goodness, how could I forget that?
You wouldn't have anyone talking to you and your family if you don't. Congratulations on Friday night. We have graduation for our class of 2020, and just want to wish them well and celebrate them. It's a very exciting time for them, and it's going to be a beautiful event. Mr. King, I don't know if you wanted to add something.
Sure, I'll be brief. Ms. Landers and I were up the field today. It's really coming together nicely. I think many of you know Martin Johnson in the district, and we have a new person, Mike Bro, and they have worked absolutely tirelessly to make Friday's event the very best possible event. I think that since I've been here, families have asked for an outdoor event, and we're going to get one. The weather's looking about perfect, and we're really, really excited to be able to put on a very positive event, but also in a very safe manner. So we're really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
You're giving them all a roll of toilet tissue along with their diplomas since it's a class of coronavirus.
We already did. So Miss Stephanie Rondo already did that in baskets previous to the parade.
Yes,
so.
yes.
Um,
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you to Faye Wheeler, who has worked tirelessly on the event, and honestly, just outstanding what Martin Johnson and Mike Blue. I was up there, as Thad said, and it's absolutely looks perfect, just the way we want, because our children deserve it.
I just want to say, if I may, Madam Chair, to the class of 2020, because I am going to a christening that this weekend, so I will not make graduation, which makes me very sad. As a principal, it's my favorite thing to do in the entire world, and so I know it's going to be great, and I know that I've seen some of the plans that Thad has put together, and I know it's just going to be fantastic. So congratulations to the class of 2020, and congratulations to Thad and his staff, Megan, and the whole bunch here for doing such a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I'm going to miss it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a vote on the motion?
So do I? Yes.
Yeah.
Now, can we finish the motion? Yes.
Are you
I
going?
vote aye. I don't know who's starting, but I vote aye.
Aye.
And I. And the meeting is adjourned.